Sugar, honey, honey.
I know it's been a bit. How's it going? Today I'm going to be making a 24 in Blackbird recipe. Well, I'm just using the Crust recipe. So I'm going to be making a peach pie. I picked these peaches from my yard. This is a Saturn peach and really good peaches. So we'll see how they come out. They're really sweet, so I'll see how they come out in the pie. So yeah, I'm gonna be making 2 pies, but I'm just gonna pretty much show a video for the recipe for 1 pie crust. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna start off with 1¼ cup of flour. I'm using King Arthur flour. ¼ cup of flour and ½ a teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm going to be using pink Himalayan salt, so that's ½ a teaspoon of that, and this is kind of coarse, so and then 1½ teaspoons of granulated sugar. I'm going to be using some raw sugar. ½ teaspoons. And then I'm gonna do a ¼ pound of butter. ¼ pound of butter. I'm using a butter that's I think it's Danish Creamery butter. So let's see here. So before we get going, we want to stir this all up. Stir in the flour, the salt, the sugar in a bowl. Just get it all nice and mixed up. And then after that, we'll add the butter pieces. And the butter is just pretty much a stick of butter. So now we want to add our stick of cold butter, and this calls for unsalted butter. And we want to, after that, try to get all these kind of coated. It asks for a pastry blender, but I don't have one. It's usually like a, kind of almost looks like some tool with a whole bunch of little lines on it, but I don't have one of those. So I'm just gonna kind of mix these up a little bit and kind of get this mixed together. So, since I don't have a pastry blender, I'm just gonna use my hands to kind of mix this up a little bit. And you want to make sure not to over blend this too much. Just kind of want to get it incorporated into the flour. Once you get this all nice and mixed up, we'll just keep on doing this until it gets a little more mixed up. We're going to add some water and a little bit of apple cider. Okay, now we'll add the water and the apple cider. So now we want to add in a little bit of the apple cider vinegar, water, and ice, and just kind of add in a couple tablespoons at a time. Just get it all fully incorporated. All right, so now you just want to kind of flatten it out a little bit. A little bit of salt in there. And we're going to go ahead and let it be kind of flat here. And I'm going to wrap it up in some saran wrap. And then we'll just set this in the fridge for about an hour to 2, or you could even leave it overnight. So we're just going to do that and get that ready. If you're going to do the double crust one, you want to cut it in half and make two individual little discs, and then you can wrap those in saran wrap, and you can store those in the refrigerator for an hour. All right, put those in the fridge and wait a couple hours. So I have here some Saturn Peaches. These are from my tree. Pretty easy to take apart or whatever. So first off, I'm gonna wash them, and then I'm gonna take all this peach fuzz off. There's a couple bad ones in here, and after that, I will. After I wash them, then I'll weigh them out and see how much I have. All right, so these are Saturn Peaches, and pretty much can just break them open. And you really don't actually need a knife. Some of these are a little green still, but kind of like that tart, because there's a lot of there's some in here that are ripe. Whoa. Some people blanch them and take off the skins, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try it with the skin, since I figure when I eat peaches, I usually eat them with the skin on, so. These are white Saturn Peaches. You can see by the flesh.
Honey, honey, you are my sugar. Honey, honey, you are my sugar. Honey, honey,
All right,
you are my sugar.
so that's it. And the seeds are right there. To make apricot peach scrub. First, I'm going to put a little bit of brown sugar. Just a little bit. A little brown sugar. I'm going to add a little bit of, this is from Penzies. This is called baking spice. A couple shakes of that. This has got a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of ground Spanish anise, some allspice, some mace, and cardamom. So just a little bit of this, and mix that up. You don't want to mix them up too much, because you don't want to get them all bruised. All right. Now I'm going to add a little bit of these honey roasted almonds. This should be and I was thinking, just for a little bit added flavor, a little bit of vanilla extract, just a tad. And mix that up a little bit. And I think that'll be good. We'll see how it comes out. So now that we have put our filling inside the pie, we want to roll out our dough. And my dough is a little bit soft here, and I was having a little bit of issues because there was a little pieces of rock salt still in the dough a little bit. So we're just trying to get them out or pound them down a little bit. So when you're rolling out your dough, just make sure that you have an idea of what you want to do as far as your dough. I was gonna do a lattice pattern, so I just got my little pizza cutter out, and I was gonna do some long strips. So here I am, just kind of rolling it out and take out a little bit of excess trim there, and just kind of give them a little straight. But obviously you can see that my cutting skills aren't the best, but when you're doing a lattice work like this, you can kind of get away with making it look a little crooked. I was here trimming off all the excess from the under crust, and then getting the trimmings off of the lattice. So I was going to use that to make some more lattice pieces for this dough. So I was just kind of rolling it out and getting it mixed up there. So there's all kinds of patterns that you can do when making dough crust. I do like the lattice work, basket weave, I think is what they call it, and it's kind of just like a more of a over-under type thing. So you have to do every other one, and I guess I was kind of forgetting there, but once you start it, it's pretty easy to get it going. It's actually kind of fun too. It's kind of like a little puzzle. So you just get all your basket lines shaped. It looks like I was running out a little bit of dough here, but we're gonna make it work. So we're just finish off this edge. You know, and you want to crimp all your edges all the way around with the fork just to kind of hold it in place. With the lattice style, I guess it's not as critical as it would be maybe having a full crust covering the whole, a full crust covering the whole pie. But yeah, pretty easy, and you can get a little creative with some of these. I've done all kinds of funky little things. It's pretty fun, and it allows you to be a little creative. I think I even sometimes I'll sprinkle some granulated sugar on top, or you can cut out pieces and put little pieces of dough on top and do a little egg wash. There's all kinds of different things you can do. So this one I think is another pie of the leftovers that I had. Just another pie crust filling. Just gonna go through this real quick, and you know, once you get it down, it's pretty fun. It's pretty easy, and you can do it with all kinds of different fruits. I've done blackberries. I've done raspberry, blueberries, raspberries mix. I've done peaches. I've done apple, and you know, you can come up with all kinds of varieties. One book that I would recommend is called, I believe it's called the Food Bible. I'll put a picture up right here, and it's really cool because it gives you all the different ingredients, common ingredients, and what they are most commonly used with. So you can get an idea and help you be a little creative. For instance, one time I was given a whole bunch of oranges and I didn't know what to do with them. You know, obviously you can make orange juice, but I wanted to be a little more creative. So in there it said that mint would go really well with it. So I made an orange and mint, kind of like a drink, I guess like a lemonade style drink, but using orange instead. Orangeade, I guess is what you'd call it. And I used mint in there. Yeah, it was actually super refreshing. So yeah, here I am. I'm doing another basket weave. So this would be quick. I was able to roll out the whole thing and get quite a bit out of it. So your basket weave, pull one row down, row up, and then you lay another one across. I like using fruit and not adding a whole bunch of additives like, you know, extra sugar and stuff like that. I like it. Hopefully the fruit you're using is sweet enough to give it that flavor that you want. But sometimes some fruits need a little help. So here I'm just grabbing the axis. I think I needed just a couple little more strands there for the basket weave. So just roll out a couple more, slice those babies up. That was a little thick, but it'll work. And then again, you want to get your fork and crimp it all down all the way around. And once you're done, you can get them ready for the oven. I believe the let me look real quick. You can leave the dough in the fridge for at least 3 days. Well, there you have it. 2 basket weave pies, peach pies, Saturn peach pies. Came out really good. Definitely recommend. Get creative. Here's a few that I made. Other ones. And here's a pie made in our ranch in Mexico. Delicious. Fresh blackberries.